Hello everyone, welcome back to a video. And yes, I've been gone for a while now, and it seems that I haven't posted in a week. Hey, come on guys, it wasn't that long. You can forgive me, right? No? Oh, alright. So do y'all just wanna vibe with me then? I mean, I don't have to make the what ifs, but I want to. I've been gone most of the time because I'm sick and school. I've been having to do school while I'm sick, and it's such a pain. I would love to make more videos, but as I said, I would quit. But I'm not gonna quit YouTube just yet. I have an Injustice video coming out pretty soon, and I want y'all to check it out. And yeah, roll the intro like always. Yeah, get a boot.
That's when my thoughts can be dangerous. That's when I put on my makeup and drown in self-hatred, forget what I'm saying, and where the beat go?
Alright, guys. Let's start off where we left off. The Fortress of Ditho. The events of the main story would go towards normal until Orochimaru attacks them with the giant snake. Sasuke sees the giant snake, but Naruto stops it just like normal again, and Naruto jumps up and kicks the snake away, and the snake desummons. The snake gets resummoned from somewhere, and Naruto gets ate, but Naruto fills it up with shadow clones like he did last time. Sasuke gets engaged with the battle with Orochimaru until while Sasuke is wrapping up Orochimaru, Naruto rockets towards Orochimaru, Naruto slamming his head with full force into Orochimaru, which made him cough up a little blood. Sasuke, seeing his opening, he squeezes tighter and activates his fire jutsu. The rope gets engulfed in flames, but Orochimaru sheds his skin so he wouldn't get completely burned. As Naruto sees this, he looks and he jumps up and weaves hand seals. Uzumaki style, whirlpool jutsu. The giant rope wraps around Orochimaru, and Sasuke would warmly charge up his chakra to a boiling point and send it to the strings and making it boiling water, boiling Orochimaru alive. Orochimaru is in pain, and he substitutes out and rockets towards Sasuke. Sasuke activates his two Tomoe, and Naruto rockets toward activating his dojutsu. Him and Naruto and Sasuke's eyes will look exactly the same. Naruto using that he copied Sasuke's dojutsu. Once again, without knowing. Orochimaru sees how he copies dojutsus, and he runs towards Naruto and starts beating him up while Sasuke's trying to support him, but he can't. So, boy, your power allows you to copy kick dojutsus and kick a guy. Naruto doesn't know. Naruto tells Orochimaru he doesn't know what he's talking about until Orochimaru punches him so hard that his dojutsu deactivates. Orochimaru bites Naruto's neck in this timeline, and then rockets towards Sasuke and bites his neck too. But Kurama makes it where Orochimaru can't take his body since it's already occupied, but he can use the power of the curse mark. Sasuke gets knocked out. Orochimaru tries to run, but Naruto grabs him using Kurama's influence and starts swinging him around by his little snake-like tail thingy while he tried to run away. So he slid like a snake. He just starts slinging. Starts slamming him around, slamming him into trees and slamming him into the ground. Naruto throws him up and then uses hand seals once again, Uzumaki style, whirlpool jutsu. He wraps him up and swings him up in the air, throws him up while he's still wrapped up, water style, water dragon jutsu, and shoots a water dragon, shooting him in the stomach, which does so much damage that Orochimaru passes out for a split second and wakes up and sees how Naruto's already behind him. Before he can turn around, Naruto is just stomping him onto the ground while he's falling, and eventually slams him to the ground. Naruto jumps up and says his last technique. This technique he's been working on. Uzumaki style. Hidden technique. He charges up some weird energy type thing in his hand and runs up to him and jumps up and slams it into his body, which makes Orochimaru pass out. Naruto grabs his teammates and puts them in a puts them in the same spot that Sakura put them. Sakura and Naruto protecting them. The sound fork comes. Naruto wipes them before Sasuke can wake up. Sasuke wakes up trying to do his hate trip. Sakura helps him, and then they leave the forest of death. Orochimaru versus thing wouldn't happen directly after this, but it would happen pretty soon. Orochimaru, knowing how powerful Naruto is, seeing that he wiped him easily, he wonders how powerful really is Hiruzen. Naruto's really powerful in this timeline. I said I wasn't going to make him OP, but I kind of lied, you know. But as I was saying, let's get into the what if. Naruto and Sasuke are thinking to themselves, what is his new power? Sasuke's curse mark gets sealed, but Naruto does it because he already harnessed the power to make it his own, which makes Sasuke a little angry and a little jealous at the same time, since Sasuke still is going to get taken over from this power and not turn into himself, but Naruto has full mastery of it already, and he literally just got it. Sasuke looks at Naruto and tells him that one day, Naruto, I will beat you. Yeah, in your dreams, Sasuke. They both laugh and leave the room. All the events happen similar to canon until the Naruto versus Neji fight and the Sasuke versus Gaara fight. So let's just get to those fights. Naruto sees Neji and activates his dojutsu. Thinking about what Orochimaru said, he thinks about all the people he cares for and all the people that he fought to protect. It activates and shows he has a Barakugan, which it will just show his eyes are just completely white, showing a little bit of mastery over this technique, unlike in normal. He would see that it says Barakugan, and then he would get into the gentle fist pose. As it's happening, Naruto's just weaving hand seals and claps his hands together. Thousands of ice mirrors surround the whole arena, which shocks everybody. Even Sakura almost jumps off the stage from how... Oh my god, sorry. From how insane this is. She tells them all about the Zabuza mission and stuff. Even though Haku's up there alive, but who cares? They rocket towards her. He rocket towards Neji and starts punching him, flying from mirror to mirror. He starts zooming even faster and gaining more speed until Neji hits him, does an 8 Dragon 64 power rotation, knocking Naruto into one of the mirrors, which cracks and all the mirrors break. Naruto gets hit with the 64 palms and it gets knocked back. He starts using Kurama's chakra pull that he learned from Jiraiya and jumps towards him. Yes, he still turns with Jiraiya. He jumps towards Neji and hits him with an 8 Trigraph 64 pop rotation, copying exactly what he just did. Neji is officially lost, but before he can, Neji tries to fight one last time, but Naruto hits him with a rotation. Neji knows he lost, and then he leaves. He leaves the thing, and everybody's cheering for Naruto until Sasuke finally arrives. And Naruto just told Sasuke how he won his fight. Little diff. Sasuke sees he has basically no scratches, but he has little scratches, not as much as Neji's beaten up. He tells Sasuke good luck, and he looks at Naruto and says, I don't need luck, Naruto. Heh. Cocky, aren't you, Naruto? Oh my god, I hate my voice. I hate my acid voice. I hate this. Huh. Cocky, aren't you, Sasuke? We'll see about that. I have my faith in Gaara and you. Let's see who will win. We'll see. Sasuke and Gaara have their fight like normal, and then Sasuke Chidori's him. Once Gaara sees bloody, just goes crazy like normal, and blah blah blah. Elder attacks him with a cannon. Naruto rockets towards the fight, beats him up. Shikaku talking to Jutsu, and yeah, Gaara doesn't really believe him since he was in the Ambu for a long period of time, but he tells him before he was in the Ambu, he was beaten, spit at, scowled at, spitting at. People threw stuff at him and stuff. And then, yeah, eventually gets talking to Jutsu. And the Sasuke retrieval arc would probably happen, but most likely not because Naruto could put an end to it. Let's just get to the scenario. The five times seven, Naruto catches up with Kiba. Instead of him getting completely dog stomped, he activates Kakashi's Kakashi's three Tomoe and starts beating up Kabuto and just starts pounding. That's like Kabuto. Starts beating up Kiba and just beats him up badly. And Kiba tries to run, but Rock Lee arrives, and then Rock Lee deserves a fight. And Rock Lee starts beating him up since he's a little bit weakened, and Gaara comes and just overkill. Naruto and Sasuke look at each other. Sasuke, Naruto, you see, I lived in your shadow for long enough. He starts looking at Naruto's curse mark. The three Tomoe Sharingan glaring in his eyes. How dare you mock me with that fake Sharingan? Sasuke, this is just my dojutsu. This is not really a real Sharingan. Lies! He weaves hand seals and shoots a fireball, but Naruto uses his whirlpool jutsu to easily disband it, which Sasuke takes note of. Naruto starts using wood style. He says wood style, wooden crest jutsu. A whole bunch of wood would shoot out the ground from the Hashirama statue, and it will shoot towards Sasuke. Sasuke would dodge some of them, but he'll get wrapped up in all of it. Naruto would yell, fire style, raging blast. Oh my god. A jutsu that Naruto would have made a long time ago. It would shoot a giant fireball, but the fireball would expand and wrap around the wood, which will constantly burn the wood. Sasuke would substitute out and then go appear behind Naruto, kicking him into this attack that he just had. The Sasuke trapped in. Sasuke shoots a fireball to make the fire even more, but he realizes that Naruto was a shadow clone, and the real Naruto rockets out of the water, grabbing Sasuke, throwing him into the water. Sasuke tries to swim up, but Naruto comes out of nowhere and just clotheslines him back into the water. He tries to swim up once again, but gets punched in the stomach, and then keeps getting punched in the stomach by Naruto. But he realizes that more and more shadow clones are punching him until he gets eventually rocketed out of the water. And the real Naruto does too. All the smoke from the shadow clones disappearing makes it where Sasuke can't see, but he activates his Sharingan once again and sees Naruto's right in front of him. But he gets punched in the back of the head, realizing that Naruto was using a shadow clone. The shadow clone will grab Sasuke by his collar, throwing him down, while the other Naruto, while he's falling, grabs Sasuke and knees him in the stomach. Sasuke is coughing up blood. Sasuke gets grabbed by the arm and then rocketed to the Madara statue. Sasuke has been getting beat up for this past fight, and he decides to get up. He activates his curse mark, level 2, and fights Naruto. Naruto's not standing a chance at this point no more. Naruto is getting pummeled. Sasuke grabs Naruto and does a barrage of punches. He grabs Naruto by the wings and spins him in the air, comes down using his own version of Primary Lotus. Sasuke is pummeling Naruto until Naruto realizes activating his QB chakra, not the QB cloak that we saw in the original, but just the chakra. He's actually kind of fighting Sasuke, but he just keeps getting slapped around by Sasuke. So eventually he uses the cloaked, and he fights. Him and Sasuke start clashing for a while, showing them they're evenly matched until Naruto uses his dojutsu to copy Haku's ice mirrors and surrounds them, but Sasuke easily destroys them with his aura alone. Sasuke, I need you to come back to the village. Naruto, I'm never going back to that village. You don't understand my hatred! Sasuke would scream, charging up his last Chidori with his last ounces of chakra. Naruto charges up a rebellion Rasengan, while Sasuke charges up an Onyx Chidori, which is just a black Chidori. Him and Naruto look at each other and scream each other's name. Naruto, Sasuke. They clash, and a ginormous orb of energy consumes them, and Sasuke gets knocked back, while Naruto beats Sasuke. Naruto is still alive, and he's actually, still conscious, while Sasuke's not, and he's standing over Sasuke's body. A total flip of what actually happened. I'm not gonna let them take you, Sasuke. He grabs Sasuke's collar and throws him into the forest, where Kakashi is gonna arrive. Kakashi sees Sasuke on the ground and grabs him and looks at the Valley of the End. Seeing no trace of Naruto, all he sees is Naruto's headband and a pool of blood. He looks at it and sees Naruto's body in the water. He screams Naruto's name and grabs it. They have a funeral for Naruto. Jiraiya feels bad for letting his student die and not stopping helping them. And Jiraiya blames Tsunade for all of this that happened. Now Jiraiya lost everything of his former student Minato. And Kakashi is also mad at Tsunade for letting Naruto go and not telling them sooner. He blames Tsunade for everything and asks Jiraiya to go with Jiraiya on his journey, which since Jiraiya would say no, and then Jiraiya says, "You're the only one that knows." Kakashi would look at him and say, "You're the only one that knows. You're the last person linked to my master after Naruto died. Please." He sighs and takes Kakashi along with him and leaves the village. But he'll take Sasuke along with him since Sasuke is gonna try to. No, Sasuke is being trained by Jonin and put down his hatred. Sasuke realizes that he's probably one of the causes of why Naruto's dead and his only friend, which triggers him to unlock his Mangekyo. Unlike he did when he first awakened his Sharingan, he didn't know of it, and just like the Mangekyo, he wouldn't know. But one person would know when he was one person would feel the power that is looming off of Sasuke. Danzo Shimura. He's trying to find a way to get Itachi dead before Sasuke can get even more powerful, so he can take Sasuke's eyes. Naruto. The moments after he was supposedly dead, the shadow clone inside of his grave dispersed. Naruto would be shown walking without a headband towards a hideout. Naruto covered in bruises and scratches. He would arrive towards Orochimaru's base and go inside of there. Orochimaru and Kabuto would walk up towards him and grab him as Naruto passes out. They start experimenting on him, doing the same stuff that Naruto did to Sasuke did to them. Well, they did to Sasuke and give him the same drugs and stuff to pump his body. But they'll give him extra since that'll make him even more powerful since Kurama's healing him, unlike Sasuke didn't have a healing factor. And as this is happening, Naruto is getting even more powerful. And the chakra that is pumping into his body is getting more powerful. Kakashi will come back to the village in 3 years, a 3-year time skip, and he would tell Sasuke that he's back and he's ready to train him. He showed him his Kamui Mangekyo Sharingan eye, and Sasuke looks at Kakashi and says, "What a coincidence," and shows off his too, which him and Kakashi would train together with theirs, And Kakashi would realize that he could warp things into a dimension, but he couldn't do it for long. Naruto would finally leave his thing and decide, I'm going back to the village. I probably traumatized them. Orochimaru says, you can't go. You must stay dead. Dang it. But you can do some jobs for me. Take out some of the people that I need you to. I need you to take out an Akatsuki member. Sorcery. Kabuto's been spying on him. And he's also a spy in the Akatsuki. Yeah, I'll take him out. No, alright. He would run. And run towards the sand village. No, he would just run to the nearest village that Sorcery was last located. And he would track Sorcery using Kurama. They would say Team 7 would get the mission just without Naruto, so it would just be Kakashi, Sasuke, and Sakura. Same thing would apply. Granny Chia would be informed. They would fight Itachi, which makes Sasuke go blood raged. He would rush towards Itachi to hit him with a Chidori instantly, which the body would not be formed to be a Itachi at all. It was a person. He takes it out and tells everybody sorry. Bad habit. Kakashi is kind of proud of Sasuke for going straight for the kill like that. But Sasuke says, I will be ready next time. Itachi. Itachi, noticing that his thing just got defeated easily by Sasuke, he notices that Sasuke had a Mangekyo when he did that. Itachi smiles and coughs up blood. They will realize that the gateway where the Akatsuki members is completely destroyed, and they see a cloaked figure fighting both the Akatsuki members, and he's actually kind of beating them. He hears that Kakashi rushes towards Deidara and stabs him straight through the chest with a Chidori, which almost kills Deidara. Which Naruto would go up to Deidara and kick him and hits him with the fireball jutsu, which kills Deidara. He beats up Sasori until Sasori can't move and rips off his legs, grabs Sasori by the neck and starts walking away from him. Sasuke activates his Sharingan and tries to talk to this person, but when he does, he gets put under an intense Genjutsu, unlike anything he ever seen. This Genjutsu is so powerful that Sasuke's Sharingan is rendered useless. He sees a giant fox, and thousands of people staring at him. Black figures with nothing but white, empty eyes. Sasuke falls over, and Kakashi and Sakura see if he's okay. Instead of Sakura still do medical ninjutsu since she's more motivated for Naruto to be strong, since that's what Naruto and Sasuke wanted her to be. Unlike, she was motivated, and when they saw this, when he talks to Sasuke, when Sasuke tells Kakashi what the fuck, he realizes that this boy, this person, is no joke. The same things would happen. Unlike the pain invasion would have happened since the Naito's Jinchuriki were dead long ago. And the tailed beast they know the tailed beast is probably wandering somewhere. Pain over these past few months, the 5 Kage Summit would happen. Well, yes, would happen. But nothing would happen out there. They would just talk. But Toby would announce the 4th Great Ninja War since they can't find the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki. This world shall know pain. Almighty push. And the 5 Kage Summon gets completely destroyed. Tsunade would use her healing and summon the Toad before they could all die, and she would save the Kage's life, but wouldn't be able to save the other people. So that means Darui would die, other people would die. It's just a sad day. Pain and the other Akatsuki members that are still alive would leave. By the way, Kakazu is still alive. Well, Kakazu would die from Kakashi and Sasuke's combo attack called Amatu Kamui. It's basically where he sucks in Sasuke's Amaterasu and shoots it back out towards his enemy. And then Hidan would die. Blah, blah, blah. Basically, it'd just be to say people. I watch Naruto. People would still think Naruto's dead a long time ago. Naruto absorbs Orochimaru and almost kills Kabuto, but Kabuto just takes Orochimaru's dead body. Naruto forms Team Taka, like Sasuke would, and Naruto would be a lot more colder and a lot more relaxed in this timeline. He would form Team Taka, and he would see Jiraiya, and he would run towards Jiraiya, grabbing him, since he wouldn't get intel on the Rain Village, since there was no point. Jiraiya wonders why this person's hugging him, and Naruto takes off his mask and takes off his hood and shows it's Naruto. Jiraiya hugs Naruto back and asks him, "Where have you been?" He says he's been with Orochimaru training and grabbing more energy. He was trying to fake his death so he could get more intel on Orochimaru, but he has plenty of intel, but we need to go somewhere safe, out of the shinobi world. He says we can go to Mount Miyaboku, and plus he needs to become a perfect sage. And Naruto, you can become a sage too. Naruto says he's not going unless his friends can go and his cousin. Jiraiya says cousin, and he looks at Karin with her dojutsu flaring. She goes up. Naruto is still kind of beaten from the previous battle against Jugo, and she taps Naruto's shoulder and instantly heals all his wounds. He tells them that, "Are you ready to go, Jiraiya?" Which he takes them all about Miyamoku. They are forced to eat their food, and him and Karin both get sage mode. So it'll be a perfect sage Jiraiya, perfect sage mode Naruto, perfect sage mode Karin. The reason why the other ones can't get sage mode is because their chakra control is not as good as Naruto, Sasuke's, and Jiraiya's. And the others are fighting. No, the others are fighting in the war, and Sasuke is getting killed by Sakura, as the fourth Hokage is talking to Sasuke. "So you're Fugaku's son. Nice to meet you." He asks him where's his son at, and they put their heads down and say, "Naruto died long ago." The shock of his face and his shock of knowing that his son died makes Minato fall on his knees and start to cry. But Naruto appears behind. A kunai flies right in front of Minato and Sasuke with a seal on it. Naruto appears in a puff of smoke. Jiraiya's right there, Karin's right there, and Taka's surrounding somebody. They all look and ask them who are they, and they say, and Jiraiya moves out the way and says, "I'm Naruto Uzumaki, and you better believe it." They all see this, and they are flustered with emotions. They scream at Naruto not to play with their emotions like that. And where were he? He says he was training with Orochimaru, getting intel. Sasuke gets up and says, "Alright then, let's go, Naruto." I forgot to mention that Sasuke still had his battle with Itachi and unlocked his eternal Mangekyo, but he didn't join Tobi. All he did was he acted like he joined Tobi, got the eternal Mangekyo, and when Tobi left for the war, he betrayed Tobi. Naruto goes into Sage mode, and Sasuke looks at Naruto. "I was expecting you to get some cool transformation. Who do you think I am?" They both fly up toward the war, and then Sakura flies up too. Naruto looks at Sakura and says, "You're coming?" And she says, "Of course she is." And Naruto grabs his fist. Sasuke looks up toward the distance, grabbing his sword, and Sakura gets ready to fight. Looks like OG Team 7 is back in business. They would all summon their summonings, but um, same events would have happened. Blah blah blah. Neji dies. Hinata trying to save Naruto, and when this happens, Kurama finally lets Naruto win his power and unlocks KCM 2. When Sasuke sees this, he is completely shocked. A giant aura of just pure energy is shot up into the sky. Both Naruto and Sasuke summon avatars. Naruto summons Kurama, and Sasuke summons his Susanoo with armor. Obito absorbs the ten tails, and Naruto realizes that this power is immense. When Naruto sees the Rinnegan, Naruto falls straight out of his avatar, grabbing his eyes, and Sasuke remembers what happened when he was training with Kakashi. He jumps up and grabs Naruto and puts him on his shoulder and runs away. Naruto reveals about his Sharingan. Sasuke says when he was fighting the paths of pain, we learned about their few abilities. There is one that can control gravity, one that can summon animal summons, I guess, and then there was a one that could like make itself a machine. And then there's one that I think there was also one that allowed it to something. I can't completely remember, but you're gonna have to get those abilities yourself. Fine, Sasuke. With his Rinnegan showing, Naruto jumps up towards Obito and screams these words that Sasuke told him. He just says these words out of curiosity, and his power grows. Almighty push. And then as soon as he says that, almost everything gets knocked back, and Nagato, well, not Nagato, Obito gets knocked back far, miles and miles. Naruto throws a kunai right to his face, and another kunai behind him. And then there's another kunai in front of his, like by his feet. He stops and sees all three of these kunais flying by him, and they all teleport. Naruto's right there with the Sage Rasengan. Minato's right there with the Sage Rasengan, and Tobirama's there with just his fist. Tobirama punches him in his face, which caught him off guard, and Naruto and Minato shove a father-son Rasengan into his stomach and back. Eventually the tail beasts get freed, and like similar to canon, blah 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 blah, everything happens. Naruto gets up from all that and laughs until he sees Madara rock. I am so sorry for that cutout, guys. I accidentally was not paying attention to my recording. As I was saying, Naruto jumps up. Sees Madara and jumps up towards Madara, but he gets bodied, killed right then and there, and his Biju gets ripped out of him. When Sasuke sees this, he runs towards Naruto, but gets bodied too and stabbed. Orochimaru will not be revived in this, but Kabuto would still be there, and he would pump Hashirama cells into Naruto and Sasuke at the same time. They try to keep them alive. But Naruto would still eventually die, which Obito would take the other half of Kurama from Minato. Well, he would take Minato and Sakura to the Kamui dimension. Minato would give him Kurama, his half of Kurama, and blah 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 blah. Naruto would get 6-path Sage mode with an enhanced dojutsu, which allows him to copy any Kage Genkai or dojutsu. He can just copy any, and he instantly and Sasuke arrives with the Rinne Sharingan, and Naruto looks at Sasuke and copies that. Sasuke looks at Naruto and says, "I'm just gonna copy my new power. Sometimes you annoy me, Naruto." Then let's go, Sasuke! Right. Sasuke activates the Susanoo, and Naruto does as well. What? Ain't no way. That's impossible. I guess I just did the impossible. Sasuke thinks to himself, how is a sage gonna give him this much? How is he born with this much power? This can't be right. This ain't my Naruto. This can't be it. He encases his he mixes it with his Kurama, which makes an armored makes a orange Susanoo with 9 tails and like a black and white pattern. Well, black and orange pattern. Sasuke would have his normal Susanoo, and they would fight Madara, and Madara would go to his Susanoo, but he's getting wiped. And I forgot to say, Naruto still saves Guy from the 8th gates. But this power is way too immense for him. He's getting beaten. Madara is getting completely beaten. Madara is getting clapped by 2 Susanos, but when he tries to take Kakashi's eye, Naruto's automatically in front of him and uses an almighty push to knock him back. Sasuke jumps up and throws a kunai towards him, and he would see all his limbo clones, and Naruto would summon shadow clones to fight the limbo clones, since Naruto could see them as well. Sasuke throws a kunai, and he switches places with it. Naruto takes this in consideration, and he says it's just like his flying ration. But let's make it different. He throws kunais all around. He summons ice mirrors around Madara that are enhanced by 6-path Sage Mode power, and he throws kunai all around the area. He looks at Sasuke, and Sasuke knows what he has to do, and they just start teleporting all over the place. And plus, they're going into the ice mirrors to zoom around as well. And Sasuke, Madara can't comprehend where they're at, and he still only has 1 Rinnegan, and he hasn't even absorbed the God Tree yet. Madara knows if he doesn't stop, he will get closed in. But as he sees this, that mirror starts closing, and he's getting cut and beaten by Naruto and Sasuke until Naruto throws a Rasengan Shuriken at him, and Madara would try to absorb the energy, but it would turn straight. Sasuke would switch places with switch it, and Naruto would grab the Rasengan Shuriken. Sasuke would have a Onyx Chidori waiting to seal him, and as he sees this, he gets trapped by a certain someone that's waiting for him. Knowing his best friend Shikamaru, he copies his Kekkei and traps him in the shadow. Another Naruto comes up, which reveals that first Naruto to be a shadow clone. He jumps up, tries to shoot him with his light attack, but before he can, he gets sealed away, and another moon appears in the sky. They beat Madara, but they still have to deal with this God Tree. And they just cut it down, and it falls over. But for some reason, it doesn't really get cut down. They can't cut it down. And eventually, all the leftover chakra from Madara will go into the God Tree, and it would bear a fruit. Naruto would see the fruit and take it with him, but he wouldn't tell anybody about it. The only person that knows is Sasuke, Kakashi, Sakura, and Madara. And that's going to be the end for now. Naruto and Sasuke would have their battle because Naruto's way out of Sasuke's league. He'll completely beat Sasuke, low diff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. If y'all guys want to see more videos, I can't promise anything. I might have to do a weekly upload schedule. It depends. Just look out for that Justice video or or a gaming video. It depends what I'm feeling. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Naruto, I got a legit question. How are you gonna beat me if we ever fight? Ichigo, is that even a question? I can stomp you, low diff. Naruto, are you What is that? I'm sorry, Ichigo. You were saying? My bad, Lord Naruto. I'm sorry for disrespecting you.